Welcome, Fit Face family. And if this is your first time tuning in to the channel, welcome. My name is Jaliyla and you are tuned into Fit Face Beauty, where we are always exercising the power of beauty. So today we're going to be talking all about brushes, and we're going to be talking about my favorite brushes, and that is MAC brushes. MAC is redoing their brushes, and they're going to be going to a synthetic brush version. So basically, as of right now, MAC has natural fiber as well as synthetic brushes. When I say natural fiber, what I mean is animal hair, real hair brushes, and they're going to be moving all of their brushes to a synthetic form. So with that being said, it's getting really hard to find MAC brushes. It's on the MAC website, so if you are interested in getting MAC brushes, girl, you better go out and get some really quick. But I wanted to make this video for all of the people that are interested in MAC brushes, and that may possibly be more interested in MAC brushes now that they're moving to synthetic hairs. And I wanted to show you my MAC brush collection. I don't have all of the MAC brushes that were recently being offered, but I do have a good amount of them, and because of that I have quite a bit of knowledge on the brushes. Yeah, so I just wanted to go ahead and show you guys the MAC brushes that I have, if you're interested in trying to get some of these brushes before they are off the market or before they are discontinued. And yeah, and I'm looking forward to seeing what these new synthetic brushes are going to be like, because to be real, I'm kind of skeptical. I am. But with life comes change, and we have to embrace it because it's happening. So yeah, again, I just want to show you all the brushes that I do have from MAC, so that if you are interested in trying to get these brushes before they're discontinued, you know what they look like, you know what you're working with, okay? And I hope this is a good comprehensive guide for you all, and I'm just gonna go ahead and jump right into it. The way that MAC numbers their brushes, all face brushes are the 100 series. So there'll be one whatever. So 190, for example, 190, or 193. These are face brushes. Eye brushes all are the 200 series. So there'll be like a 224, 224, or a 227. And lip brushes are 300 series. So we have here, I'm going to show those first. I have a MAC 318, which is a retractable lip brush, like that. So it looks like this. Hope you guys can see a good view of that. And then you just lift it up, and there is your brush. And then they also have one that looks like this, like the silver bullet. And you take it out here, and this is what it looks like expanded or full, and this is the 316. Both of these are synthetic fibers, of course, because you're going to be using creams with them, and synthetic fibers are really good for cream or liquid products, whereas natural fibers, it just depends on if it's going to be good with cream and liquid. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. But with natural fiber, with synthetic fibers, they definitely are good brushes for creams and liquids. So yeah, these are synthetic fibers, so they'll probably keep these the same, but I'm just showing you what I have, so this could be a guide for anybody, just showing. If I was gonna pick one of these brushes to get from the lip brushes, I would say go with the 316. because if you're gonna carry this in your purse, you have this cover here so that you know whatever lip product you have on it is not going to ruin anything in your bag or your lip or your makeup bag. Whereas with this, it has like this small hole here, and if you have like a pin or like small things in your bag, it could possibly get in there and then touch the lip color and then be everywhere and make a mess. And that's no fun. No bueno, baby. No bueno. The first eye brush that I'm going to show you guys is the MAC 224. And it is a dome fluffy blending brush. Now, this brush is a natural fiber, so this is going to be one of the brushes that's going to be redone. This is a MAC staple here. So, again, this is why I'm skeptical, because it's like, is it gonna feel the same? Like, is it like, how are these brushes gonna be? Like, I don't know. But this brush is perfect for crease work. This brush is perfect for blending under the eye. This brush is perfect for contouring the sides of your nose. Perfect for even contouring your cheekbones. Perfect for placing highlight on the high points of your face, like your cheeks, your nose. You can place your highlight on the top of your lip. Like, you can do so many things with this brush, which is why it is a staple. It's a 286. This is another one of my favorites as well, and I actually grabbed for this more than the 224. You can use this brush in the same way that you use the 226, but this is a dual fiber brush, meaning that it has synthetic and natural fibers. The synthetic fibers are the white fibers, and the natural fibers are those black tinted looking fibers. It makes blending easy. I mainly use this for crease work, but I've also used this, I like this for blending out concealer under the eye and placing down bases, like an eye base. If you're using like a paint pot on the lid, this is really good to blend that out as well. Again, you can use these brushes interchangeably, the 286 and the 224. Next brush that I have here is a 283, and this is just a flat 2O fiber flat brush. So basically, you can use this, I would say, with any like cream type shadow. This is a 208, and this is just a spoolie brush. You can use this to comb out lashes. You can use this to groom your brows. Yeah, basically any facial hair that you have. Even if you want to like tame your edges, girl. My edges look bad. We're not even gonna talk about it. But yeah, this is a good brush for that. The next brush that I have is a 248. So this is already a synthetic brush, so this will probably be the same. But I like this brush mainly for like applying like bases on my lids and using this for concealer, because it's really thin. If you can see, it's really thin, guys. And this is a really good brush to cut your crease with as well. I reach for this brush when I'm doing cut creases because it's so thin that you just really get like nice control when you want those sharp edges. Here is a 263 brush. I have here the MAC 208, and then this is a MAC 266. And now all of these are angled type liner brushes. I like all three of these for different things. So the MAC 208 is shorter than other two here, if you can see. So the MAC 208, which is this one, is shorter and it's more stiff than the other ones. The MAC 263 is fuller than the MAC 266. The MAC 266 is super thin. So I like to use the MAC 208 for cream liner. I like to use the MAC 266 for my eyebrows with gel products, and I like to use the MAC 263 basically as a backup when I don't have the other brushes. And I have a MAC 287. Again, this is another duo fiber brush. It's just a larger brush than the, what was that, the 283. I'll come and show you guys the difference. So this is a small one, this is a big one. I like to use this for concealer under my eyes and also like paint pots. This is a synthetic flat definer type of brush. I like to use this brush for cleaning up my eyebrows. I like to use this brush for applying color underneath the lash line here. I like to even use this brush as to push liner like into the very groove where my lashes and my eye actually like the skin meet, so I can get that really close, that color really close. But yeah, this is one of my fave brushes, and this is the MAC 212, and it is a synthetic brush. This is the MAC 211, and it's a really small, like pointed brush. As you can see, this is a eyeliner brush. I actually like to use this brush for eyeliner because I feel like the point here actually helps me like just get that precision, and it's thicker, so I like to lay the brush on its side to help control the line, and then I'll bring it out at the tip for more precision. 210. I bought this brush because when I was working at MAC, I had coworkers that really liked this brush for eyeliner. I don't really like this brush. It's a tiny little brush, so it's really good for precision eyeliner or eye work. Any type of precision work that you really need on the face. You could create like freckles with this, but I don't really like this brush because it's so small, it just takes forever, so it's not really one of my favorites. So let's get into some of these Cruella de Vil, right? Yeah. Anyways, let's get into some of these double-sided hair brushes from MAC. Now, I'm not even sure, like, are they discontinuing these altogether? Because, I mean, this has natural and synthetic fiber, and I think, like, MAC is the first people that I've seen with brushes like this, so I don't know. But, anyways, this is a 233, and it is a flat shader brush. One side is natural fibers, and this is the natural fiber side that you see, and the other side is synthetic fibers. I like these brushes for basically if I just want to use one brush, and let's say I'm going to use a cream, a pink pot, and then like maybe one color on the lid, like a simple gold, that's it. I'll just reach for something like this where I can blend out that cream paint pot with this side and then apply my golden or whatever eyeshadow, the one color that I'm going to apply with this, and then I'm done. So that's what I like these type of brushes for. With the 234, it's kind of, this is a blending brush, basically same concept. So synthetic side, natural fiber side. It's similar in shape to the 217, the infamous 217. But it has two sides. So again, I like to use this basically for the same reason. If I'm just gonna put my paint pot down, blend it out with that, and I'll use like the edge of this. I use the top of the brush here to blend out. So I'll lay it down with this, blend it out with this, and then blend out my products, like put the shadow on and blend it out all with one brush for like really simple quick looks. This is the MAC 217, and I feel like this is one of the most copied brushes because it's the bomb. If you can only get one like MAC eye brush, I would say get a MAC 217. Get a MAC 217 because you could do so much with this brush, like so much. You could do a whole eye look with this one brush, one stinking brush. Okay, you could pack on color on the lid, you can blend it out. You could use this to blend out concealer or product under your eye. You could use this to contour the sides of your nose, place highlight. Like, this is an amazing brush. Since we're on blending brushes, I'll just go to the MAC 221, which is a small blending brush. And it kind of has a similar shape to the 224, but it's just much smaller. So I'll show you guys in comparison. So if you have smaller lids, or you want to, if you have a smaller crease, or you want to do more detailed work, the MAC 221 is really good for that. And yeah, that's that. Here's another flat synthetic brush, and this is the MAC 247. This is thicker than the MAC 248. So they're both synthetic, like flat paddle shader type brushes, but the MAC 248 is super slim, and then the MAC 247 is much thicker. Let me show you guys. Also longer, like the hair in that brush is longer. This is a MAC 209, and this is another liner brush. And this brush is thicker than the MAC 210, but it has that same like shape, if you can see it. And I'll bring the 210 next to it to compare. So here's the MAC 209, here's the MAC 210. And please excuse my nails, I know they're raggedy. This is the MAC 205, and this is a pro brush. It is a mascara wand brush. This is a synthetic brush, of course, because mascaras are very thick, emollient, wax-based products. This brush here is the MAC 231, and it is a small synthetic brush. I like to use this brush as a lip brush. The newer brushes to my collection, so I haven't used it yet, but this is the MAC 213. And it's a flat, fluffy brush. Those like easy peasy eyeshadow looks, one simple color. Because it's fluffy at the top, you can kind of like blend your edges out and just keep it moving. I'm gonna just show the next two brushes together, because one is like a mama and the other one is like a baby, and I love them both so much. And that is the MAC 242 and the MAC 252. So these are flat shader brushes. The MAC 242 is synthetic and natural fiber, whereas the MAC 252 is just synthetic fiber, but they work pretty much the same, just one covers more area than the other. And I love these brushes for putting color all over the lid. They're so good. And because they do have that like synthetic fiber to them, like this one has natural and synthetic fibers, so I like using this brush for any type of eyeshadow, whether it's matte, whether it's shimmer, pigment. Like it just really picks up the product very well because it has that synthetic and natural fiber in it. So I really love that, and I feel like I get less fallout with this brush as well, as opposed to the next brush that I'm going to show you, the MAC 239. Now I also like this brush as well. This is just a natural fiber brush, and it doesn't pick up all pigments, all products the same. So I feel like you are going to get more fallout with shimmery, more glittery products, because it just has that natural fiber, and the synthetic fibers actually, I don't know why they stick better to glitters and pigments, but they do, and the natural fibers don't. So I get more fallout with this brush, so I tend to reach for the 242 or 252 more than the 239. This is the MAC 227, and it is a large like a jumbo eyeshadow brush. It's good for just applying color, like a sweep of color all over the lid, or applying like just a brow highlight color. That's what I typically use this for. It's just for brow highlight, and I like to use this for nose contour. I love this for nose contour. It is the perfect size for nose contour. The 214 is this brush here. It's like a short smudger brush, and it works perfectly for just that. Smudging, eyeshadow, that's pretty much all I use this for. This is the MAC 228, and this is like a small, really small shadow brush. I really use this brush to put like color on my inner tear duct. I'm not gonna lie, like that's really all I use this brush for. But I have seen a coworker of mine, they like to use this as a lip brush. Yeah, so you know, use your brushes how you like, but for me, I just like this. I feel like it's the perfect size to just apply that color right to the inner tear duct. The 219, which is a pencil brush, and I also like to use this brush for applying color underneath the lash line, applying color into the inner tear duct, and applying detail color at the what is that, outer V of the eye. The last eye brush that I'm going to show you guys is the MAC 219, and it's just a smaller, it's kind of like a fluffy pointed crease brush. I don't know, it's hard to describe to me because let me show you. Let me show you the 219. So the white haired brush is a 219, and then the brown haired brush is a 218. They're so similar, but the 218 is more fluffy. So I feel like for as far as detail work on the outside of the eye, the 218 is better for that, but you can also use basically you can use this in the same capacity as you would use the 219. It's just smaller. So the last brush that I'm going to show is going to be the MAC 195, and this is a 1 series brush, meaning that it is a face brush, but I don't use it for a face. This is a traditional concealer brush, but I love to use this brush for my paint pots, which is why I put it with my eye brushes, because I don't use it for concealer at all. So yeah, I like to use this brush to blend in my paint pot all over my eye. I've used this brush to clean up my eyelid, my eyebrows with concealer. It's good for any cream, liquid product